All right, so we've all heard it, right? Save up this huge deposit before you even think about buying a house. But what if? What if that advice, that thing we've all been told for years, is actually costing you a fortune? Well, in this explainer, we're digging into some material that asks that exact question. Is waiting to buy the biggest financial mistake you could be making?
I've got to say, I love this quote from the source material. It hits the nail on the head, doesn't it? The whole idea of saving up a full 20% deposit in today's market can feel less like a smart financial goal and way more like, well, an impossible luxury. So it really makes you wonder, right? Is it time to just rethink this whole approach from the ground up?
Okay, so let's get into it. The 20% deposit myth. To really get why this might be a trap, first we've got to look at what the traditional way of doing things actually asks of you. You know, what it really takes to buy a home these days. So let's just use a nice round number from the source material to make this clear. Imagine you're trying to buy a $1 million home. The standard 20% deposit, well, that comes out to a whopping $200,000. I mean, just let that number sink in. That is a massive pile of cash to save. And here's the kicker, that 200 grand, that's just to get you in the door. It's your entry ticket. It doesn't even begin to cover all the other stuff, like stamp duty, lawyer fees, heck, not even the couch you're gonna sit on. So the number you actually need to save is way, way higher.
Okay, but here's where it gets really, really interesting. What's happening in the housing market while you're busy, diligently saving every single penny? Because this is the exact point where the source material argues the whole traditional plan, well, it starts to completely fall apart. And the material asks a really simple, really fair question. What if the market just goes up by, say, 5% a year while you're saving? I mean, that's not some crazy, unheard of number, right? It's pretty normal for a lot of places. So, what does that do to your big savings plan? And this chart just shows the problem so clearly. It's like you're on a treadmill. Let's say you spend 3 years saving your heart out. But that same $1 million house, yeah, it's not $1 million anymore. Now it's worth over 1.15 million. The finish line literally moved while you were running towards it. So let's break that down. In just 3 years, the price shot up by $157,000. Seriously, think about that. You could be the best saver in the world, but the price is climbing faster than you can stack your cash. You're not just standing still, you're actually falling behind. So, okay, if the waiting game is a trap, then what are you supposed to do? Well, the cool thing about this source material is it doesn't just point out the problem, it actually lays out a totally different way forward. And the whole idea is actually pretty simple. What if, instead of waiting around while prices just run away from you, you could get your foot in the door, like right now? And here's the number they put on the table. It's not 20%, it's 2.5%. I mean, the difference there is it's night and day. Think about that $1 million house again. A 2.5% deposit isn't $200,000, it's $25,000. And all of a sudden, the goal goes from this monumental, multi-year struggle to something that for a lot of people feels like, hey, I can actually do that. And the logic behind this is really about a few key things. First, you start building your own equity right now. You get to stop paying your landlord's mortgage and start paying your own. You get ahead of those rising property values instead of chasing them. And maybe most importantly, you just get to start living in your own place sooner. So, this is the crucial part. Let's put these two paths right next to each other. Because it's not just about the numbers on a spreadsheet, is it? We're talking about two totally different ways of living your life. And yeah, this really sums it all up. On one side, you've got the traditional path. Wait, save, stress. It's this constant feeling of anxiety. On the other side, the low deposit path. Move in, live, build wealth. It's about letting the market work for you instead of feeling like it's working against you. Now, I know what you're probably thinking. Anytime you hear something that sounds this different, well, maybe too good to be true, your first question is, okay, what's the catch, right? Are there hidden fees? What are the risks? And you know what? That's a totally fair question to ask. Well, the source material tackles this head on. It promises a process that's transparent. No confusing jargon, no nasty surprises in the fine print. The whole idea is to be completely upfront about every single step, so you know exactly what you're getting into.
So here we are. This brings everything back to that million-dollar question we started with. Now that we've looked at the two different paths, the material basically leaves you with a choice.
The entire argument, the whole thing we've been talking about, really boils down to this one simple idea. The longer you wait, the harder it gets. In a market where everything's going up, prices, rent, doing nothing actually costs you. Waiting for that perfect moment with the perfect deposit, well, that moment might never actually show up. And so it leaves you with this final thought. Which team are you on? Are you team wait, sticking to the old rules and just hoping for the best, even if it means risking being priced out? Or are you team moving now, ready to explore a different way to get started sooner? It really is a million-dollar question, and according to this material, your answer could define your whole financial future.